Michigan came back from 11 points down to beat Purdue, making a tweak defensively. I don't think I remember seeing someone try to pull off against Braden Smith. We'll see if that's something that continues. Illinois might officially be back, guys. Like, not just like kind of back, all the way back. We might be talking about Final Four Illinois being back.
No, we're not doing this again.
I might do it. I might do it.
Not doing it.
Hey, only the brave win, right? Only the brave win. But we have to start in the Breslin Center. The Indiana Hoosiers, 71. Number 11, Michigan State, 67. It's 3 out of 4 now that the Spartans have lost to fall out of first place in the Big Ten. Randolph, Mike Woodson goes into East Lansing after all the reporting about how his tenure at Indiana may come to an end at the end of the season, and gets the win. What can you say about the Hoosiers tonight?
Did someone forget to tell the players that? I swear to you, I didn't see this coming. I did not. Did someone forget to tell the players this? All the reports you hear coming out of Indiana, Mike Woodson's done, and as up and down and inconsistent as this team has been all year, as frustrating as it's been watching them all year, and with their inconsistency, to go in and get a win against the Spartans who needed to get it. They needed to right the ship. And they went in and got the win. I'm shocked really with it, because all you heard was the negativity coming out of Indiana.
I mean, the crazy part now is, like, Woody still hasn't actually publicly acknowledged that he's stepping down at the end of the year. So does he backtrack on something that he never really said? Indiana put out a statement, but who knows? And the other thing is, Indiana finally found a team that shoots it worse than them from 3. Right?
That's what they needed. Hey, all they did was they sat back in that 2-3 zone, and they just said, you know what? You know what, Sparty? You want to try to shoot over the top of us? Go ahead. Have fun. Let's see what you can do. Michigan State finished 4 for 23 from beyond the arc. In this was as much fun as it is to kind of laugh about what happened in this situation, which is so ridiculous with Mike Woodson. I think that this is a little bit of a warning sign with Michigan State. We saw this in the 2019 season when it was Miles Bridges and Jaren Jackson, and Michigan State was a 2 seed, and everybody thought that this was a team that had a real chance to make a run, and they ended up losing they were a 3 seed, and they lost to an 11 seed in the second round of the NCAA tournament in the game. I forget who it was, but they scored 55 points and couldn't make a shot, Randolph.
Rob, we don't have to go back that far. When it comes to the Sparties not making threes, we could just look at the last couple of years. I do think this team plays better. They play faster. They've done that most of the year. I don't think the year is a fluke, but this team started off the season struggling from 3, and we watched them and was scratching our head. And the Champions Classic, like, oh my God, this is going to be hard to watch. And they flipped it and got it going. So it's tough to sustain it. I think they'll figure some things out. I don't think they'll digress to what they've been in years past, that bad of shooting, but you got to be concerned right now. This team was cruising along in first place, and then now it seems like they're leaking. They're leaking oil.
Yeah, the thing that kind of is a red flag to me, Jeff, is that we talked about it on Saturday night on After Dark. Jace Richardson had his career high. He had 29, played 35 minutes on Saturday in Michigan State's comeback win against Oregon. Tonight, he played 33 minutes, scored 13, 5 for 12 from the floor, but Jeremy Fears struggled. Yep. Trey Holloman didn't shoot the ball well, and it was one of those things where it was kind of the matchup driven. I can't get past the fact that Indiana threw a zone at them, and Michigan State looked like they forgot how to play basketball.
Yeah, and their bigs still, right? I mean,
right.
Listen, Michigan State's their bigs are who we thought they were for the most part, and that schedule at the front end of the Big Ten, our producer Trevor put it out there, and everybody went crazy on him, but it was accurate. They hadn't really beaten anybody really good. Did they get a false sense, a little bit of confidence? I don't know. But listen, at the beginning of the year, if you had said which team is more talented, Indiana or Michigan State, it's a toss-up at worst.
Are we doing this again?
Is it?
Is it a toss-up? Are we doing this again?
Well, no, but it's close. Is it not?
I think that Indiana –
it's debatable.
I think that when it comes to just the simple roster construction, that Indiana has the best roster in the Big Ten. At least at the start of the season.
Illinois is
coming
more talented.
Coming into the season, I thought that Indiana had the best roster.
You didn't know how good.
Randolph, let me ask you this, because to me the knock on Woodson's tenure, especially down the stretch here for the last couple of months, has been the no-shows, right? There were too many games where Indiana just looks like they forgot that they had a tip time, right? They forgot that the game started at a certain time. They didn't show up until midway through the second half. That was not the case tonight. I would argue that was not the case on Saturday against was it Wisconsin that they played on Saturday? Whoever they played on Saturday, right?
Indiana.
And I just feel Michigan. Yeah,
it was Wisconsin. Michigan
and
it was Wisconsin, Michigan.
Yeah, right. And I just feel like if we had seen this level of effort and intensity from Indiana the entire season, that we wouldn't even be having these conversations.
There's no way we
about
would.
Woodson.
Right. It's effort and it's execution, and it's the blowout losses and the close losses, and the fact that they hadn't beaten anybody up until tonight. What was their best win?
And the distractions of hearing about players going out and everything else that you heard about them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But what they look like since the announcement came out, it looked like a bunch of guys trying to rally and play for them.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. They're rallying and they're playing for them. And again,
you know what the crazy thing is?
We agree or not, it's crazy.
You know what the crazy thing is, RC? If they run off a couple more in a row here,
they're back on the bubble.
They're right on the bubble. They're right on the bubble.
Yes.
Like if they pull what Kansas State has pulled, they're anything close to it, and they win, I'll give them 2 more in a row. Who do they have?
That's why they have UCLA and Indiana at home.
Friday.
Next game. Friday's UCLA. Yeah. Next Sunday is Indiana at home. You win those 2, and you're not just on the bubble. You're probably in the NCAA tournament. And you know what? I know what I'm rooting for now. I want to see the Hoosiers make a run. I love the drama. I love the mess. I love seeing things get a little bit uncomfortable.
They get Purdue at home.
Come on,
right, Purdue at home. After UCLA.
Yeah, reel this off.
So
reel
2
this
games
off,
at home.
I'm in.
Now
I'm in. Hoosiers, baby.
Be,
I got to get my crimson and what do you call it? Candy striper pants. I got to get myself a pair of candy striper pants. 38 waist, but they'll be down to 36 by the time we get to March. I promise you that.
The question will be, RC, will they have a home court advantage? Like, will the fans come out now? There wasn't much of one last home game, but now with them winning, will they rally behind this team a little bit? We'll see.
All right, let's